to this Alchemy broadcast. I'm Paul Connolly, and welcome to the balcony of our London headquarters. Recently, Alchemy have published a report on intelligent automation. With me to discuss that report is Rob Price, Director at Alchemy, and also as founder of Corporate Digital Responsibility, one of the world's leading experts on digital ethics. Rob, hello.
Hello, Paul.
I think intelligent automation is an interesting term, but not necessarily one that our viewers will be familiar with. Could you explain it for us, Rob?
Absolutely. So I think firstly, IA, intelligent automation, is not AI, or indeed ML or RPA or OCR or any of the other acronyms that people will associate with automating processes in business. In essence, during the pandemic, people have focused around agility, flexibility, accelerating the speed of business. And part of that has to be using intelligent automation as a mechanism to give people the right information at the point they need it to make the right decision. So yes, it is about automating processes where that's the logical thing to do, but importantly to deliver value to the business and to augment people within the business to enable them to do their job better.
So I suppose in a sense, making sure that all the automated technologies work together.
And I think using the range of those technologies to solve the particular business challenge that is being presented. It shouldn't be about picking a technology and applying it, but more understanding how to deliver that agility, that accelerated, that ability to pivot and move to meet consumer demand as fast as possible in a way to keep the business afloat and the business resilience continuity.
Now, you mentioned the pandemic there, and we know that a lot of businesses changed their business models during the pandemic, and the report discusses that. I think people are aware of that, but what they might not be aware of is the fact that that change that businesses have undertaken hasn't necessarily left them as aware of what they're doing as they were before. I think the report says that 2/3 of businesses no longer know where they're profitable in a way that they maybe did in the past. But what have these changes in business, this lesser understanding that they have, got to do with intelligent automation?
I think if we consider intelligent automation as a way of giving people the information that they need at the point they need it, then irrespective of their role within the business, it's as simple as addressing that challenge, that issue. So as a CFO, I'd want to know the right data, the right information in terms of the financial performance, and to be able to cut it in any way in which I might need to cut it, whether product, whether business, whether functional, geographic, whatever it might be, to get that insight and to know that I've got all of the elements of cost there. Now, there are tools and techniques that we can deploy to deliver that in a more effective way, and therefore I think the point around using intelligent automation for that challenge is to just make it easier, to make it quicker, to give people the ability to spend their time and focus on fixing the things that need to be fixed, as opposed to, have I got the information at the point I need it to make the decision I need to make?
Easier, quicker, cheaper. When people hear those words in the same sentence as automation, they think, and fewer people. Is that what this is about, job losses?
Quite the opposite now, I think. So 2, 3, 4 years ago, that was the kind of fear that people had, absolutely. We've been through the pandemic, still kind of in the pandemic. Organisations across all markets are struggling to attract talent, find capacity, capability across the market to help deliver their business as they still drive growth. So I think the key thing is it enables the business to find that resilience, to augment the people that they have, to provide support, help, rather than replace. It's get the employees of the business to spend their time delivering the most interesting, the most valuable things, rather than some of those activities that frankly should be better, should be automated, should just be there.
I think the other image that people have of automation is of computers taking decisions that used to be taken by human beings, and they're sometimes worried about the ethical dimensions of that. How do you, as an expert in digital ethics, respond to that concern?
Well, firstly, I'd say in the language that I've used throughout this conversation, it's about augmenting and helping the human to make the intelligent decision, because all the information is there and available for them. So it's not about replacement, is the first thing. Now, secondly, whether we're talking data ethics, AI ethics, blockchain ethics, digital ethics, there is a strong focus, as you said, around ensuring that organisations are using technology and data to create more positive impact on their people, their customers, society and the planet as a whole. And I think increasingly what we're seeing is organisations be more cognizant of that, put mechanisms in place. There are increasing numbers of frameworks that help organisations through that understanding of the intended or unintended consequences of some of those things that we're doing. So for me, sustainable, responsible, intelligent automation is a direction that gets us to a place where we're able to better satisfy the needs of citizen or consumer, wherever they may be.
Now, I get how that might work on a whiteboard. Loads of automations working together effectively, harmoniously with human beings in pursuit of ethical outcomes. But in practice, that's surely quite difficult for a business to achieve.
I think what I'd say to anyone is to experiment and to prove some of the art of the possible, some of the art of the permissible even, to return to the ethical dilemma, and demonstrate what can be achieved. This is not as simple as saying plug in a license, plug in a piece of technology and all will be well. What it is about is understanding the operating model, the processes that drive that, to use tools to help that, process mining tools for example, but then to deploy technology in the right place of the right type to deliver the business benefit that you're looking for. So experiment, don't do some things where actually it's not delivering the value, and then actually extend out in the places where it's having the most impact.
Rob Price, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Paul.
If you want to know more about intelligent automation and what Alchemy is doing in that area, or anything else about the work that we do, please visit our website. Thank you very much indeed.